reliable source of revenue generation for government. So police is expected to achieve the following objective among others, and also to guide the operation and review of the tax system. So if the tax law is against the tax policy, then of course that tax law should be debated, or the tax policy should be revised. Okay, so it's the tax policy, guide the operation and review of the tax system, provide the basis for future tax legislation and administration. It could also serve as a point of reference for all stakeholders on taxation, and provides a benchmark on which stakeholder shall be held accountable, and provide clarity on the role and responsibility of stakeholder in the tax system. So it's very important that there's a policy document that tells you that this is your own role in this tax system. If you are the administrator, this is your role. If you're a taxpayer, this is your role. If you are someone that you are the tax authority in terms of collection of taxes, these are your functions. So there's need for a document to show all that, the responsibility of each stakeholder within the tax system. Now, just for those joining us today, and I talked about the when it comes to the guiding principle of the Nigerian tax system. So the principle that should guide the Nigerian tax system are also enumerated in the tax policy. And I've spoken about this in our module one. And just as a matter of emphasis, principle of equity and fairness, our tax system should be fair and equitable in terms of, people with lower income should pay less taxes, and people with higher income should pay more taxes. And that's why you see that now, if your turnover is above 100 million and above, you are paying 30% as tax. And again, if your turnover is within 25 to 100 million, you are paying 20% as tax. If your turnover is less than 25 million, you are paying 0% as tax. And the tax law have defined what turnover should be. And so reduce arguments in the base of knowing if you are within this particular benchmark or not. So the tax system should be simple. It should encourage certainty, and the law should be clear. No, simplicity is very key, so that people should be able to read the tax law, and understand it themselves without much arguments with the tax authority. And also, certainty in the terms of computation of your tax is very key. You should know exactly how much you will pay as your tax, so that there won't be the issue of what we call additional assessments. And what we see in practice is that you will pay your tax correctly, 100%, and there's tax audits. During tax audits, you see that they come up with additional assessments. Why? Because of a particular target that they want to meet. Okay, and that is against the principle of a good tax system. Now, convenience. COVID-19 has kind of made it brought up alternative channel when it comes to making payment for your taxes and filing your tax return. And you're aware in Lagos State now, and Lagos State and there's another state, probably Port Harcourt or so, that River State Internal Revenue Services, that you can pay your taxes online. Even for federal taxes, you can pay online. And the federal taxes, Lagos State taxes, you can file your return, you can do e-filing. Of course, for Lagos States, you can do that on the portal. But of course, for the federal taxes, you can do that, partially on their portal. They are trying to perfect that. And of course, you can send email when it comes to your return based on the Finance Act. Okay, so convenience, and that's a good development. That's a good development, and you could see surprisingly what happened in terms of the report that came out from the FIRS, that the FIRS achieved 98% of its target in 2020. That means that despite the pandemic, because of the convenience, alternative channel for payment of tax and filing return, they could still generate income for the government to function. So low compliance cost. For me to comply with my tax, I should not go and queue, stand for a long time in the bank for me to comply and pay my taxes. Okay, it should be easy for me to comply with tax. My tax station should be close to me. I should have the right to move my file into I should have the right I have the right to move my file if I relocate my office. Probably I'm staying somewhere at Agege. I now move to Aja. Okay, I should be able to relocate my tax office with ease from Agege tax office to Aja tax office. Okay, so and again there should be more tax station. Those that are staying at the interland, there should be tax stations so that if they want to file perhaps physically, okay, they should comply with ease. But the good thing is that the online platform has made it easy. So it's not left for tax consultants to upskill themselves to technology, how to use a lot of technology, to access the portal, to set up their clients of the portal so that they can benefit from that convenience that the tax authority is trying to open to taxpayer. Okay, low cost of administration is also very key when it comes to tax administration. So if you are collecting, this is from the part of the administrator. So how much are they using in running? What's the budget of FIRS and how much are they collecting? What's the net result? If their budget is more than what they've collected or close to what they are collecting, then it's of no use setting up that sector. So there should be low cost of administration. In terms of the platform they are servicing, the maintenance of the platform, the IT infrastructure put in place to ensure ease of compliance. How much is the cost of setting the IT platform, and how much is the cost of servicing it? Will the total cost of running tax in Nigeria, will it increase or decrease with the deployment of technology? What's the backup plan? What's the cost of running the backup plan? What's the sustainability of business continuity plan? So these are the cost of administration we have currently. And this should be lower than the amount collected. It should be flexible, and we are seeing the Finance Act of 2019. We've seen the Finance Act of 2020 to adapt to reality. And we might see another Finance Act. Of course, we clearly when it comes to digital assets, like Idris was saying, when it comes to digital asset like the cryptocurrency market, the financial instrument, the option future, like the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, the Ripples, and the like, we should have a clear tax structure to put this into to ensure that the gains from this transaction comes into the tax system. And in India, this is already has already gone into their tax law. Okay, so I'm sure other nations are also looking at the possibility of integrating this sector into the front burner, that the digital sector, digital financial, digital asset sector, bringing them into the mainstream so that there could be a tax structure built around them. Okay, so these are the guiding principle, and of course, sustainability. Sustainability is very key. So any tax system you are looking at, it should be a policy that is sustainable. It's not there shouldn't be a policy somersault. If we are going this way, let's know we are going this way. It shouldn't be that, oh, there's a law, the next day we come up with another law. Okay, just like we have a situation of VAT. Okay, VAT went up from 5 to 10%. It now came down to 5%, now to 7.5. When it was 10, that was before Buhari administration. There was an outcry. They came down to back to 5%. And they now sit down and say, okay, let's use the finance bill, 2019, give people some benefit in terms of direct tax. Let them be happy. People know, oh, I'm a small business, I'm not to pay tax again. However, let's increase VAT. So strategically, VAT was increased to 7.5%. And people look at it, oh, after all, they've exempted us from not paying tax. But in total, you notice that the government will still gain more. Okay, the government will still gain more because the law was made for is tax planning for government. Government want to make more money. So if you look at it, that only that the burden is shifted from SMEs to high income earner. So if you're an high income earner as a company, yeah, you are earning 25 million and above, you're a medium sized entity, but less than 100 million, or you're earning more than